Welcome to Eating Smart, Being Active. Today's lesson is fruits and vegetables. Today I will be talking about how to save money when buying fruits and vegetables. We will be talking about buying fruits and vegetables that are in season, the different types of fruits and vegetables that are available, our fruit juices, and using our store flyers once again. So first here, I want to show the pictures on our handout, Fruits and Veggies, Half of Your Plate, and how it shows a lot of color and a lot of variety here on this handout. This is important when eating fruits and vegetables because each color does something different for us. Each color has a different benefit and different nutrients that help our bodies grow and be healthy in different ways. Fruits and vegetables are important because they have vitamins, minerals, and fiber. These vitamins, minerals, and fiber we need 100% of every day. Making half of your plate fruits and vegetables, and when we say half of our plate, we're talking about the My Plate, and making sure that when we serve ourselves for each meal, that half of our plate does have fruits and vegetables. Now, I want you to remember that not always will we have our food separated in the portions that it shows here. When we have something to eat, for example, like tacos, it's a blended food. We have our lettuce and our tomato and our veggies, whatever they may be, stuffed inside of our taco, or it might be in a salad to the side. So I want you to take into consideration more like the portion and that it is included with that meal that you are serving. Now our fruits could be served on the side as part of your meal as a 100% natural fruit juice or vegetable juice. So there's different forms of this which we'll go into more detail here in a bit. Back to our handout here we have variety. It's talking to us about choosing variety, and variety means eating more than one kind of fruit and vegetable each day. We want to switch out our colors. We want to try to get more of a variety in our diet, such as different colors of onions, different colors of apples. Every once in a while, when you can switch out the color of a fruit or a vegetable, do it. Try to make a variety more available in your daily meals, and so that our families and our children get used to that as well. An easy way to do that is to choose different colors. We have the option of choosing fresh, frozen, canned, or dried vegetables or fruits. Now I want to go into a little bit of detail on these. Fresh is the most common way that we are used to seeing our fruits and vegetables. Now this is the most natural state of our fruits and vegetables. Frozen can be very good as well. It's our next option, as close to fresh as possible. Our frozen fruits and vegetables can come in different forms. We can find frozen mixed vegetables. We can find frozen vegetables that might not be in season at the moment that can cost less than the fresh version. And this is something that is very beneficial, especially if you need them for a certain recipe. Frozen fruits are available as well. We want to make sure that when we do buy frozen fruits that our package says no sugar added. And that way, any sugar that is contained in these frozen fruits is the natural sugars and not any added sugars or sauces or syrups or anything of the sort. Same thing for our vegetables. We want to make sure that when we're buying our frozen vegetables, that we make sure to look and see that there's not any added sauces, any added sodium or any kind of spices, so that they're in their most natural form and we are in control of when we want to add in something to our food when we are cooking it or preparing it at the moment. Canned fruits and vegetables. Canned vegetables tend to be a different texture. This is the preference of whoever may be cooking at the moment. And they are also a good option, and also because they last long. You can have them stored in your pantry for up to a year. Now there is a difference because a lot of time our canned vegetables tend to have sodium, and this is part of the preserving of the vegetables in the cans. Although nowadays we have many options that we can look for. So we want to try to buy our canned vegetables or beans with no salt added or low sodium. And this way, when you are preparing them at home, you are again in control of how much salt or sauce or how you want to prepare them. For our fruits, it's a little bit different. When they are canned, it won't be the sodium that we worry about. It's going to be things like heavy syrup or extra sugars or any kind of extra added in sugars. We want to make sure that if we do buy canned fruits, try to look for the ones that are packaged in 100% juice, which is their own fruit juice. This juice would even be good to drink. We also have the options of dried fruits and vegetables. I do have some examples here of dried fruits that I would like to show. These are apricots. And so we have the fresh apricot and we have the dried apricot. This is another option. Although the portion size tends to be a little bit less for dried fruits because I want you to think of it as condensed. So they have the same amount of sugar, just in a smaller portion than the fresh fruit would. We also have more options here, fresh peas. We have lettuce or salad, avocados. Then we have a couple of prepared items like fresh orange juice, and we also have a salsa. When we open up our handout here, this gives us some examples of how we could maybe fill in our plate. It already has a grain for us and a protein and a dairy, and it gives us some examples or ideas of how we could maybe think of how to fill in our fruits and vegetables to make half of these plates fruits and veggies. For the first example here, we have cheese and crackers and a glass of milk. Now we could maybe add in some slices of tomatoes or cucumbers. Then we could add in a fruit such as grapes. Down here for our scrambled egg with toast and a glass of milk, we could add in maybe some spinach or some salsa to the scrambled egg. Then maybe serve a slice of watermelon on the side or as part of that breakfast. The next one here shows us a glass of milk, some brown rice, and some beans. We could add in a fruit salad as dessert for that meal. Then we can also add in some more vegetables to those beans and rice, like maybe some green bell peppers or some fresh onion, something of the sort, maybe 2 or 3 different colors. Then last up here we have our spaghetti with meat sauce and our glass of milk. We could maybe have a fresh salad here. Maybe we can throw some fresh strawberries into that salad. And then we have our fruits and our vegetables. So for our daily intake of fruits and vegetables, we want to make sure that as adults and teenagers and children, we are consuming our 2.5 cups of vegetables a day, and for fruits, it will be 2 cups of fruits. So this is something that we want to do daily, and to make sure that at each meal, we do have our fruits and vegetables that can add up throughout the day for our 2.5 cups of vegetables and 2 cups of fruits. One other thing that is really important when consuming juices, I've spoken a little bit about juices already. We have our natural fruit juice here, like orange juice. We want to make sure that when we are drinking juice, that it is 100% juice and that there are no sugars added. This juice will not take place of the fruits or vegetables that we will be consuming daily. We want to make sure that if we have juice throughout the day, that it's no more than 1 cup or 1.5 cups of juice. The rest of our fruits we want to make sure that we consume in actual pieces. That way we are getting the vitamins and extra minerals and fiber that come in a piece of fruit and not just the fruit juice. The good way to tell if our juice is 100% is a lot of times it will tell us on the front of our label here, like this one. This is an example of grape juice and it tells us premium 100% juice. Another example is our white grape juice here, and this can be whatever brand you may choose, and it tells us here 100%. Another area of the label is in the back on the nutrition facts label right above. This will tell us the percentage of juice that it contains. A lot of times we see juice labels that say 100% vitamin C. And yes, that may be that it has 100% vitamin C, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's 100% juice. There are a lot of juices that can contain as low as 2% juice, but still have 100% vitamin C for the flavoring or for the acidic part of the juice. I have one more example here of apple juice, and it does tell us right in front 100% apple juice. And on the back of the label above nutrition facts contains 100% juice. Now, I want to also speak about storing our fruits and vegetables. And on our single sheet here from our handout, it does talk to us about different categories of fruits and vegetables. For things like onions, potatoes, and sweet potatoes, we can store them in a cool, dark place. Any parts that may grow on these onions or the potatoes or the sweet potatoes that may be green, we can cut those off and still use the rest of the vegetable, but the green parts are not safe to eat. We also have bananas, whole tomatoes, and citrus fruits that can be stored at room temperature. This is when they have their best flavor. Other fruits and vegetables can be stored in the lower refrigerator drawers, as well as any leftover cooked, cut up fruits or vegetables. These we want to make sure that we do cover them or store them in a container. We want to make sure that we use these within 3 to 5 days. These will be stored in a covered container in the refrigerator. We also have our frozen fruits and vegetables, and these can be stored in the freezer. This is another benefit of our frozen fruits and vegetables, is that they last longer and they can be stored in the freezer. So if you ever find a sale on these, this is something that we can purchase more of if you use it pretty often. Our canned fruits and vegetables can be stored at room temperature in your pantry or cupboard, and they may last up to a year. Another important thing about shopping for fruits and vegetables is that we want to also compare prices. In our previous class, we talked about saving money while shopping. So we do again want to use our store flyers, see what's on sale. When we see something that we may use pretty often, such as these tomatoes that are 2 pounds for $1, we want to take advantage of this. If it's something that you do use pretty often, try to think about whether this is something that you need on your grocery list for your planning. We can also still use again our store rewards programs, our coupons. If you have any apps on your phone that you may use, make sure that when you go to the store for your grocery shopping or fruits and vegetable shopping that you take these with you. So on here it tells us save money when buying fruits and vegetables by using your weekly grocery store flyers. Buy fresh produce that's in season. Again, if you need something that's not in season for a certain recipe, you're most likely to find it for a cheaper price frozen. Buy frozen concentrate instead of fresh or canned juices. They tend to cost less. And prepare it yourself. We also talked about this in our previous lesson, about how the shredded cheese tends to cost more than block cheese because it is already prepared for us. This is something that can also be pretty pricey if we buy a fruit cocktail or a watermelon that's already chopped and cut up for us. This is something that we can pay a lot more for than preparing it ourselves at home. Washed, sliced, chopped, and shredded fresh fruits and vegetables cost more. Then on the back of our single handout here, we want to talk about food safety. Our fruits and vegetables do come from outside. We want to make sure that we are keeping these nice and clean for ourselves and our family, because this is something that also, if not rinsed, can cause foodborne illness. Wash raw fruits and vegetables under running water. Soap is not necessary. Use a produce brush to wash produce with tough skins, such as potatoes, especially if you're going to be using the peel on the potato. You want to make sure that you scrub that potato really well. For example, avocados, melons or watermelons. We want to make sure that we wash all of the outside. When slicing into these fruits or vegetables, whatever's on the outside can be brought into the fruit or the vegetable on the inside. So rinsing it first helps prevent this. Do not drink unpasteurized juices. Look for the word pasteurized on the label. Unpasteurized products can contain bacteria that can make you sick. Do not eat raw sprouts. Cooked sprouts are safe to eat. Here are also some ideas for adding in more fruits and vegetables. When we tend to chop up our fruits and vegetables into smaller pieces, a lot of times they're harder to pick out for those picky eaters that we may have at home. So chopping them into small pieces, making smoothies or fruit or vegetable juices or fruit and vegetable juices can also be a good way to consume more fruits and vegetables. We can add vegetables to mixed dishes like stir fries. Shred carrots or zucchini into meatloaf or pasta sauces. And this helps kind of hide these fruits and vegetables or these vegetables if necessary. Let your children choose a new vegetable or fruit for a meal or snack. When our families are part of preparing our meals that we will be eating for the week or for the day, a lot of times they will be more anxious to taste the meal that they helped to prepare. So we want to include our children in meal prepping, and that way they can help pick out some things that they may like to try that are new, or they can also learn how to prepare these meals in the kitchen. Looking at the back side of our handout here, our double page handout, we want to look at our goals for this week. To eat more fruits and vegetables, one thing I will do is I want you to think of something that you can do throughout the week with your family to try to get everybody to eat more fruits and vegetables. The second goal is to eat more of a variety. To have more variety of fruits and vegetables, one thing I can do is remember, an easy way to include more variety of your fruits and vegetables in your meals is to choose different colors. Trying to choose at least 2 to 3 colors for each meal can help a lot. Last but not least, I will be more physically active this week by keep remembering that being physically active is part of our daily life. We want to make sure that we set the example for our families and include them as well the same way that we would include them in planning our meals in our physical activity. Make sure that this is something that is a regular talk as part of your family. Our incentive for today's lesson, fruits and vegetables, half your plate, will be our scrub brush. Next is a healthy food recipe that goes with our lesson. I hope you enjoyed our food recipe. Now for some exercise. Here is our warm-up. Today I'm going to be showing you the steps for warm-up and how to do them. So with our first step, we want to go ahead and make sure that our feet are shoulder width apart. We want to stretch our arms out and reach for the sky. And we want to do this about 3 to 4 times. And it's just starting to get our blood moving. And we're going to either move our arms with us or you can keep them down at the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can put your hands on your hips and we're going to be stepping from side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then back at the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to be moving the same arm that you move with your leg. Okay, so we'll start on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we step to the side. And some of these steps are repeated, but again, this is to get you warmed up and get your blood flowing. Now it's time to get up and get moving. Let's do our exercise for this week's lesson. Our exercise for this lesson is the boxing bag. We want to make sure that our feet are shoulder width apart and we're going to be using both our upper body and our legs with this one. So I'll be doing a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will be going side to side with this exercise. And I want to make sure that when you are doing it at home, you do 2 sets of 8. Next, we're doing a little bit of a cool down exercise. I want you to begin this exercise by breathing in, moving your arms up, and breathing out when you move your arms down. In, and out. One more time. And this helps calm your body down after an exercise so that you can make sure that if it's in the evening especially, it helps slow your body down and your heart rate isn't going as fast. Also, we want to make sure that we remember that as adults, we need 30 minutes of exercise 5 days or more out of the week. And for children and teenagers, they need an hour at least each day. Thank you for participating at this week's exercise. I hope you enjoyed yourselves and I will see you all at our next lesson.